Hi there everybody, my name is Kate and welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens. And naturally, we're rolling. I just got a download and I'm on my way to go hike. Kondo and I are doing our thing, and wow, Spirit just comes singing through with, hey, put this message in right quick. Right now, this is timeless. However, right now, there's a lot of stuff happening. If you resonate with the Blu-ray, the violet flame, or the Pleiadians, Lyrians, look into that. There's a lot going on, far more than the scope of this particular video. What I'm talking about, 44 on my speedometer, thank you very much, which means I'm speeding and I need to slow down, but hey, I appreciate that reminder. That spiritual constipation to me is worse than physical constipation. Nobody wants to be constipated. That stuff just doesn't feel good. Get that out. And it's meant to be out of our physicality, right? That's the leftover byproduct of whatever we've been feeding ourselves. And so spiritual constipation is the exact same thing to me. And I had to laugh when I got that because, wow, I've had a lot of digestive issues in my life. So how ironical. Spirit's funny. My team is quite hilarious. Hi there, how you doing? That spiritual constipation is the same concept, metaphorically or metaphysically, that whatever we've been nourished with or been fed, whether we willingly took it or not, we took it in and it caused, some constipation. Then how do we, the spiritual enema, do we wait for that, or do we just, start with something smaller? But when we have these plugs, a lot of times, in my experience anyway, it's based very much in the imbalance of head and heart. 144, thank you very much. The messages are everywhere. Synchronicities, man. The flow state, I dig it. How do we get to that flow state, though, is marrying up the logic and the emotion. To try to ride in one direction or the other causes problems, because logic doesn't like, what the heart tells it. It doesn't make sense necessarily, and the heart isn't fed by logic. That's not how it's nourished, and so it causes a disconnect, a rub, some sort of a block a lot when we're angling mostly with our logic or we're angling mostly with our heart. It's not unusual to be there like that. Some of us are very heart driven, and yet, growing that logic, could help us with our heart-centered decisions, and riding only in logic and trying to leave the heart out leaves us with the frustration of a very hungry heart. A very unnourished or malnourished heart. Not in physicality, this is absolutely metaphysically, that it just causes those blockages, because we need to have that balance of how can I move with my heart-centered decisions that are not driven exclusively from the logic of it. However, it would be not very prudent, even as spiritually enlightened beings, anyone, to ride without understanding the logic of what we're doing. And understanding logic in a new way might look a little different than what our old logic used to look like, that it's driven by money, it's driven by this. Wow, thank you very much. Excuse me. That logic is shifting as we move into new earth. Every part of our paradigm is shifting. There's no piece and part of the human mind or the human experience that is not going to experience upgrades and shakeups in tower moments everywhere, no matter how big or small. And so what came to me today is very much that there are people who are trying to logic their way through their towers, or logic their way through, some sort of experience that they're having, that their heart is very uncomfortable, and they're asking the heart to please hear the logic of this heart. This doesn't make sense. And the heart's saying, what's wrong with you? I'm hungry. Feed me. And what you're giving me, it ain't it, dude, And yet the heart is asking the logic to do something that it's not familiar with. And so rather than ask either one of those components to understand the other and give credence and surrender exclusively to the other, we give credence to how may we work together. Heart, may you hear me with, we may not be able to move exclusively in this direction with just flying off the handle and make this snap decision. We need to sit down for a second, and look at this, and also let the heart speak that, hey, logic, dude, we do need to move. However, we don't need to move exclusively with, just the clinical assessment of stuff, because I'm down here, needing some nourishment, man. I'm hungry. And so it's not to exclude one side or the other. Humans are really good at that. We're either or, black and white society. That's what we do because it's what we've been most comfortable doing. And yet, New Earth energy doesn't really support that being very comfortable at all anymore. It never was very comfortable for a lot of us, the high empaths and the high sensitives and, light workers, starseeds, however we identify with our little neurodivergency or our spirituality that just feels everything. Some of us were never experiencing that imbalance very well, and it's not good or bad. It's just that we already understand that on an energetic level because we've been feeling it for a long time. And there are people who are waking up right now going, what the hell is this? I don't like this. My life's been 50, 60, 70 years or 20 days, whatever it is that I was riding with this one way or the other, and I don't like it. This isn't cool. So how do I reconcile the books on this? How do I meet some balance with this? How do I find some harmony with this? And it's really about, answering the call of both, that if we're driven to be highly strategic, and logical, our strategy might need to change. Our strategy will need to change. In my humble opinion, 555, thank you. Change is quite a lot. Let's roll with it because the change is happening. Let's go with finding a new strategy for how we deal with new earth energies. How do we deal with new age energies? How do we deal with the age of Aquarius that is quite alive and very much happening and rocking and rolling? And we've got, solar flares, and we've got input from all the rays of creation that are putting theirs in. We've got higher dimensional beings, that galactic stuff happening that I can't even wrap my mind around to explain it or understand it out here. I'm working with understanding that stuff, but it's very much not rooted in stuff that's going to make sense out here yet. It's the precursor, but if we're not willing to really shift our ideas, shift our, emotions, our emotional intelligence, grow that, evolve that, get on board with the evolution revolution, we're going to experience, you see it everywhere, we're going to experience the disparity of head and heart, where people are launching off into emotional decisions like left with they don't know how to, they don't know how to handle the input, or we're going to launch out with, the logic that shuts down that emotion, and eventually, it just causes a tower moment that could be navigated a little more gracefully. If we're willing to understand that this is happening, all of us are yielding to this, or we're, bending to it, we're doing whatever we're doing, we will yield to these energies. There's nothing that anyone on this planet can do. This is the destruction, if you will, the tower moment that Earth is going through, that she's, having her ability to deconstruct some bad ideas that already happened, and she's her own energy. She is her own vital, very much alive energy and energetic body, as well as physicality, and it's shifting. We're moving up in resonance rapidly, and so, you have people that really don't want to believe that, they don't want to yield to it, they don't think they need to, they're ego driven, whatever it is, and I'm not making a statement about good or bad. I'm just saying that, is it working for me to ride exclusively with my heart, and my logic being imbalanced? And I found for me that, no, that was a hot mess. It was sloppy and messy and just felt terrible everywhere I went. And I was making what I consider for me very bad decisions because they were not serving me. They were not serving the greater good of me, much less anybody else. Because anything that doesn't serve the greater good of me, and I don't mean from an egoic space, I don't always get what I want or what I think I want, but I always get what I need. And it's not serving me in that place of just me, but it's serving me in that higher mind space, then it's serving all of creation here and all of divinity and all of new earth energy. It's a very, very different space to be in that doesn't always feed my logic very well. However, it will nourish my heart eventually. Once I get past what the hell is this, it does nourish my heart in ways that, nothing was working in the old understanding. And so we are all allowed to sit at the buffet table of life. We all have the basic things that we are entitled to. However, we're not entitled to it for free by trying to launch into directions using only one side of the equation or the other. We're going to launch bad rockets and explode stuff constantly if we're trying to do math, with new earth energies and using old world ideas and coming from trauma spots and old world wounding discussing. So I'm almost at my space with my dog. Hondo and I are getting ready to go break up some paradigms in me. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be discussing some stuff about, yeah, let go of that idea, that idea, that idea. And wow, I see military is very active right now. Huh. The military is very active right now because the Air Force Academy, close to Colorado Springs, where I live, is going through their graduation ceremony for their cadets. So I'm very proud of that, to know that we have fresh blood that's graduating with our services. Congratulations. And anyway, I'm here to break up some, turn left, thank you. Pardon me. I'm here to break up some ideas that I know I've been feeling a little bit of that fear thing jumping in, that no, we don't operate in fear very well, Kate. So let's go obliterate that stuff. Throw some Blu-ray magic on it and some violet rays and violet flame magic on that, and let's change our mind about a few things. So I'm done, because I'm done speaking to you now, because I'm going to go speak and be spoken to myself. But I hope you enjoy your day, no matter what part of the day you're in. And remember, friends, you are so loved. You are so cared for. You are such a divine being that marrying that up with the intelligence that's here that can give us that instruction, most of it for me and what I'm observing is letting go of the fear that that is what's happening, that the shift is happening, it continues to happen and continues to roll, and that it is here for our good. It's always working for our good. It's not going to feel very good in our hood sometimes. However, that's just the transition point, the tower 1111, thank you, and the power of the universe that's pure love. You know, we're here to learn, and we're here to evolve. Then let's go with that evolution in a kinder way for us, because 1122, we're allowed to choose. However, wow, choosing for me, I chose very badly by resisting it or believing that it was stupid or that's dumb or nah, none of that can be happening. And I have too much evidence, you know, 1133, there's too much evidence and synchronicity and divinity exploding everywhere around me to just believe that it's some rando thought and it marries up with other people and what they're saying. Then okay, so I'm going to go break up my own bad ideas about that couldn't possibly be true. Yes, it is. So let's go do that. Anyway, enjoy your day. No matter, as I said, what part of the day you're in, and remember, get within your skin, because you're divine. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely fine, and it's waiting for you to marry up logic, the mind, with the heart, that divine mind. Man, get there, because there's a lot of work to do, but it's fun work to do. It's not that laborious garbage back there. We do have to do some unpleasant stuff sometimes to clean up the breaking apart of the tower. However, it can be and is quite powerful, quite moving, and can move rapidly the minute we let go of a lot of fear about what this really is. So whatever that is to you, have fun exploring you. You're a beautiful creature. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye, my beautiful friends.